celebrate the joys of life and to console each other.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show. Later, you know what it is. Hey, Ham Solo. It's time, baby. Low. It's time how we do. Hey. They said, we said we hit. They said, we said we on. They said, we said strong. They said, we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said, we said we hit. They said, we said we on. They said, we said strong. They said, we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a wheel. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blitz. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said
go. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a fun new experiment that we're doing here on TSWS. I am Loke 7. He's Ham Solo. Ham, did you just fart? What's going on?
Yeah, something like that, I guess.
Oh my!
I want to talk about it.
No one.
I want to talk about
it. No one can smell it, bro. No one can smell it.
I don't want to talk about it.
All right. Raichi. Condolences to Raichi, says everything but gaming, crying emoji. Happy you're feeling better. I'm feeling better. I'm still not 100%, but I'm feeling much, much better. But yeah, we're definitely doing it today. We're starting it today. I kind of did the pilot for it on Sundays, and it seems like a couple of y'all took a liking to conversations that are not 100% focused on video games. So, like we said last week, Tuesday, Mondays we're going to be doing everything but gaming. Wednesdays, that's going to be the lowdown, and Friday is still going to be bullshitting with the whole crew. So yeah, let's go on this journey together. Hey, how you doing?
Fuck, this is gonna be wild. This is gonna be a wild ass show.
Why? What just happened?
I can just tell this is gonna be some reckless ass shit.
First, tell me how you're doing, and then you can go
I'm not sure how I'm doing yet. If I'm being outright honest, I'm not sure how I'm doing yet, and that's okay. Let's keep it moving.
You want to see how it goes?
Speaking of keeping it moving, man, I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of nervous about today's show. It's exciting. It's not only because we're doing everything but gaming, but it's also because of what the fuck just happened recently.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, we made this show. We had the idea of this show before this happened.
Yes.
And then this shit happened, and it's like, wow, like, I don't know how else we could have started this shit without it being like any more wild than it fucking already is. This shit's insane.
Yeah. It's definitely extra. I'm not sure how we're gonna get through the show. Hopefully we don't get canceled before the end of it, but we shall see.
Oh, I don't give a fuck now. It is what it is. We here, we talking about it. Let's go.
Pretty much. pretty much. All right. So
what's something on the screen? I'm trying to see something.
All right. Let's
Screen
start.
looking naked as a motherfucker right now. I ain't liking it.
I'm gonna put something on, and we need to be respectful about what we're going to talk about before we get into the messy stuff. All right. So again, everyone knows what happened.
Gosh. Here we go.
Everyone knows what happened yesterday. But yeah, we need to talk about the real, like the heavy stuff before we get into the lighter stuff, if there's even a shade of that. But here we go. Trump rally shooting victims. Pennsylvania firefighter killed. 2 local residents wounded. A Pennsylvania firefighter and 2 other local residents were identified as the victims in the shooting that targeted former President Donald Trump in a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on Saturday. Authorities on Sunday identified the person killed as Corey Comperator, a firefighter from Sava, Pennsylvania, who had 2 daughters and was an avid Trump supporter. The 2 men injured in the shooting, a 57-year-old New Kensington, Pennsylvania resident and a 74-year-old resident of Moon Township, were in a stable condition on Sunday, according to an update from Pennsylvania State Police. Yesterday, time stopped, said Allison Comperator, the victim's daughter, on Facebook. And when it started again, my family and I started living a real-life nightmare. The suspected shooter, identified as Thomas Matthew Crooks,
I
was
agree
also
with I
killed.
agree with Rachy already. He said it's a Series S's fault. I agree.
Oh my
I
God.
know this ain't got nothing to do with gaming, but it's still a potato is a potato, and it's gonna do potato-like things. This is some tater chip ass shit. Continue. I'm sorry. I just thought that was funny.
Sour blow, welcome in. I'm trying not to smile. This is a very somber moment. We need to talk about the real victims of this. The suspected shooter, identified as Thomas Matthew Crooks, was also killed by authorities moments after shots were fired.
This shit's
So
wild,
these are the
bro.
victims. Yeah, these are the victims. Corey Comperator, 50. David Dutch, 57, in stable condition. James Copenhaver, 74, in stable condition.
Okay, scroll up again.
All right. Well,
just to those names. So none of those 3 names are the person that had to do with the shooting, correct?
no.
Yeah, so I just want to throw out, I mean, I know I was just joking around just a moment ago, but like real shit, like that's fucked. That's fucked up. And shout out to those 3 people who just came somewhere to enjoy a time. I mean, whether you agree with what they're there for or not, you shouldn't be getting shot going to something like that.
They're not hurting anyone.
You ain't doing shit. You just there because of what you like, right? There's plenty of shit that I don't like that people congregate for it. I ain't hoping none of them motherfuckers get hurt, because I mean, just because y'all all get together and play or do, or LARP or whatever the fuck, like there's a lot of shit in the world that I ain't finna have no goat walk on my fucking back. I ain't finna, there's a lot of shit that I ain't doing in the
What
world,
videos are you
right?
watching?
Well, I'm just throwing out situations of just things that people just go out and do. Some people like to go out and protest. Some people enjoy doing that. Whether it's always for their cause or not, some people just enjoy being part of something bigger than them, a movement. Some people enjoy going out doing weird things. Some people enjoy going to lakes, fishing and what. There's a lot of things that people enjoy doing on their time away from jobs, regular shit that they need to do. Going to a rally is something you never need to do. Just like going out and having a goat walk on your fucking back or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just something you never need.
To this goat.
No. I'm just using it as an example. Like, it's just something you never need to do, right? Let's say this. Okay, go to the beach, go surfing. It's something you never need to do, right?
Yes.
If there's a bunch of people going out to go do something that you don't like, I seen a video of somebody that was so irate. This woman was so irate that there were guys that were paid to redo her sidewalk or her street outside. She was irate.
Why?
Saying that this is the privilege of being a working man. You get to make noise at 7 a.m. and wake me and my family up. Yes, I think it's shit like that, and I'm just like, dude, what are people mad about? Like, I don't understand what. Well, I personally just don't understand why people get mad about shit that ain't under your control. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna happen whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? There's always a person that you don't like that's doing something that you don't like, and you just gotta let it happen.
Or that you don't agree with.
Yes. Yes, everybody loves freedom of speech until they got to live up to it, right?
Yeah. Until someone else has to say something you disagree with, then you're not a big fan of freedom of speech. Welcome in, Jacob Novik. No, I didn't see that. Please send me a DM if you can. Send us a link so we can put it up on the screen. Sapo, welcome in. Oshus, Big Mad Mo, welcome in. And Sour Blow. Oh my God. Sour Blow says listening to Loke makes me mad. All right. It came out the shooter was a devout conservative. Links and sources, please. Let's do this. That is wild. Ham, I just wanted to read this excerpt here from the daughter that I think is important, right? In all of this, we need to remember the very real impact that it's had on the immediate families. So when shots were fired, Comparator, the fireman, threw his wife and daughter onto the ground to protect them. So this is a quote from the daughter. The media will not tell you that he died a real-life superhero. They're not going to tell you how quickly he threw my mom and I to the ground. They're not going to tell you that he shielded my body from that bullet that came at us. The best dad a girl could ask for, said his daughter. She described him as a man of God who loved Jesus fiercely and looked after the family's church and its members. Before we get into the whole Trump thing and the politics and whatever, I just want to point out very quickly, ain't this a strain of some of that toxic masculinity that's not very welcome these days?
What are you talking about? You love talking about toxic masculinity. Like, you have like you sleep with it at night. I feel like you like.
I'm just saying, I don't sleep with it.
I cannot wait.
I don't sleep with it, Ham. I just pay attention to the.
I don't know what you're talking about. Though. As a person that lives in America, you talk about it a lot more than I see it.
Because it's here too, Ham. I told you about this story. I told you about this one time. I was in varsity. I opened the door for this chick. She went and reported me for opening the door.
Yeah, I've never seen that. I've never seen that before.
Well, it's 2024, and it's the time of my truth, right? Well, that's my truth.
Well, that's your African truth. I don't know what to tell
Oh,
you
bite
about
me.
America. Did that
Bite
happen in
me.
America?
No, it didn't. It
Okay,
didn't.
exactly.
Speaking
I don't know what it's
speaking of
like over there.
things, speaking of things that didn't
Y'all
happen in
got weird
America,
things y'all could tattle for.
I got something. Since we've already spoken about the victims and whatever. Rest in peace to this guy. I hope more men can follow in his lead. You know, when shit goes down, make sure you prioritize the women and the children, regardless of whatever it is that's being told to you that what's right or wrong. Do what you believe is actually wrong. You seen the lady behind Trump? Yeah, yeah. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into
Yeah, I
that.
seen
Welcome in,
that shit.
Yobi.
That shit was wild, bro.
Welcome in, Yobi. Welcome in.
She looked like she was waiting on something.
Yobi's trying out xCloud beta on Fire Stick and tried Halo Infinite Story, Dirt 5, and now Starfield. All hardwired, all smooth, and looks good too. What's your speed, Yobi, if you don't mind? If you don't mind sharing your speed, your internet speed with us. Sweet DEI woke baby 7. Oh my god.
Damn, killed you.
Is that my new name? That's
That's
my
one
new
fell
name.
swoop of just kicking your ass. It was perfect.
Oh, I still think this guy was radicalized. This thing was staged. Why? It's always timing. Heading into an election, Trump poll numbers tanking. Are they tanking? The numbers are tanking after that, for real?
I
Wow.
don't know.
Okay. Halo multiplayer is tough. And he champions grievance politics. Oh, woe is me. Oh my goodness. How big is your screen? All right, all right. Fine. Let's start. Let's look at these videos. First off, we have to look at the video before we go into everything else. Let's look at the video that has the official account of what happened. And then we can start getting into who said what, who saw what, who thinks whatever. So this is from the New York Times specifically. Yeah, it's important to note this video does have graphic imagery. Is there sound? Okay, there we go.
Former President speaking at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania. Shots rang out. Multiple people at the rally were filming at the time. The FBI has said the shots were fired by a 20-year-old man from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, which is about an hour's drive from the rally. Trump was on stage speaking for just over 6 minutes, talking about illegal immigration when the first sound of gunfire is heard. There are 2 bursts of fire. First, 3 shots, and then 5 shots. 3 seconds after the first shot is fired, he is surrounded by Secret Service agents who attempt to hurry him from the stage. They're followed by other law enforcement personnel who are more heavily armed. For a brief moment, Trump tells them to stop until he can get his shoes.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
When he gets up, blood is visible on his right ear.
And then
he pauses again before being rushed off stage and raises his fist in the air, appearing to mouth the word fight.
Oh my God.
The former president was standing on stage at this location. Soon after the first gunfire is heard, a video captured what appears to be the suspected shooter dead on the roof of this building.
That shit's wild,
bro. The building
bro.
is the closest one to the rally that wasn't within the security perimeter and is roughly 400 feet north of where Trump is standing. The location of the body matches the likely firing position. This is because the injury to the ear of Trump, who is facing northwest, is consistent with gunfire from that location. An audio analysis of the shots by an acoustic expert at Montana State University found the gunfire reach the stage from the same approximate distance as the body's location. A Secret Service spokesman also said the suspected shooter fired from an elevated position and was killed. A video filmed during the rally showed a law enforcement sharpshooter positioned here, on a roof roughly 400 feet from that suspected gunman, and aiming in the gunman's general direction before Trump was shot. Footage recorded after the shooting shows one spectator bleeding from a head wound in the bleachers to the north of where Trump was standing. According to the Secret Service, one person at the rally was killed and 2 others were critically injured. The shooting is being investigated as an assassination attempt.
I mean, there you go.
God damn it. This image, dude, this image is going to haunt us forever. Oh my goodness. All right. Ham, thoughts on the assassination itself? Oh, sorry, not the assassination, the attempted assassination. Sorry.
Yeah, it's an attempted, and I know a lot of people are like, how didn't, like, I see Sapo in the chat saying, how did nobody see the guy or whatnot? It's the same thing, like, about like 9/11 and shit like that, right? We perceive to be ready for said threat until said threat happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people, like if you even look back into the history of like things like 9/11 and stuff like that, there were warning signs that things were in course before things happened.
No one did anything.
Well, some people did do some, but it just wasn't enough. Like there's video of a guy saying, "Hey, I was over here pointing and saying, hey, this dude is up here. Why is he up here?" Telling police, "Yo, he's up here. What's going on?" You got to remember, at the end of the day, you're still talking to human beings. How many times have you seen somebody in your actual life that you told them something serious and they didn't buy it until it happened or until they seen it for themselves? And oh shit, it's too late now. And oh shit, it's too late to react now. Because I told you what was going to happen. You didn't have time to listen to me at that moment. You know what I'm saying, Loke?
Yeah.
Didn't have time to listen to me right now. You didn't think what I was saying was that detrimental.
It's not that serious.
But then something happens and oh crap. We now have a flat tire on the highway. Or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we now have we now have somebody having an asthma attack in the middle of the woods. You know what I'm saying? Like little things that where you're like, yo, look at this. There's a problem.
This is going to be a problem eventually.
And someone's like, no, it's fine. Or that dude's probably working there. That's not
it's probably
a big
roofer.
deal. Yeah, this dude probably owns this building and is probably just getting a good seat. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
like,
buddy.
And the dude's like, yo, bro got a gun up there. Bro has a gun up there. And they're like, it's probably binoculars. He's tripping. It ain't serious until you hear rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. And you're like, oh, fuck.
This is real.
Bro wasn't lying.
Oh my God, they said the Trump shooter has the same stats as Bronny James, 1 in 8. Oh my God.
Jeez.
That's messy. That is messy.
That's fucked up.
I noticed that, Black John. What is up with his shoes? Dude, you might get killed. This guy is stressed about his fit, bro. He's worried about his fit. Ham, let's talk about this picture right here. Let's talk about this picture because this is one of the things that makes me think, I don't know, man. If it's not staged, this is one of the best timed pictures of all time. If
You're
this
right.
whole thing is not staged,
it's super weird. It is super weird because wouldn't you think most people's first thought after getting shot or shot at was, let me get the fuck up out of here and like you know what I'm saying? Like don't look at me, don't even notice me. But he's like but he is like, look at me. Right? Like you couldn't have asked for the spotlight any more than he did after he got shot. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine walking in a crowded bar, and you're the one person that gets shot, and you're like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hop on the table.
Like, let's go. Let's
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna hop on the table. Now everybody knows where I am. Everybody can see me. I'm waving you down pretty much. Like
yeah, because although people said that he started fist pumping after the Secret Service said shoot her down, how would Trump know that he was the only shooter? Maybe he was a backup shooter.
There's that. There's just like, I've been in a few alarming situations. You don't hear a lot in alarming situations. You're more like focused on like getting out of there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Getting out of there, or like trying to help somebody to get the fuck up out of there, or something like that. Like, you're never like, let me just take in this moment. Like that's what it feels like right here. It's like he was just like he took a deep breath in after getting shot and being laying on the ground and was just like, American air. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, woo, like this is what Pennsylvania, like, he got up like the fucking Joker. Like, the show has just begun. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this man is out of his mind.
Yo, Sour Blow has a dark story to tell. Says once worked at a call center 4 months. Before he got there, they went to the beach, and one of their co-workers that liked to play a lot said he was drowning, and they didn't believe him until it was too late. What? Yeah, so Ham, to your point, many times people don't take stuff seriously until it goes down. Next time, Sapo says they're probably Armani's. That's why he wants his shoes. Oh my goodness. All right. Anything else you want to add on this picture before we start going to the...
These shoes cost more than this hit job. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Than this what job?
Oh, no, I was just kidding. No. No, I don't think he. I don't think this was. I see some people talking, and I guess this is a good transition point right here, because I see some people talking about like they think that this is like an insider hit job by him himself, and I don't like I can understand some people's thought and process of that, of seeing them after the thought and being like, yo, he looks a little too happy and a little too, but also that's just kind of who Trump is.
And he knows that he's constantly people are taking pictures of him every 5 microseconds. He knows this.
Right.
So this guy has been a showman his entire life. He's been a showman. Why would he not think this is a perfect opportunity to keep the show going? Come on, guys. Let's use critical thinking and also be fair to the people that we're evaluating here, the people that we're accusing. What is his past behavior? This is totally something Trump would do right after someone tried to kill him and failed. It fits with his persona or whatever you want to call it. It makes complete sense.
I do think like this. In my opinion, we live in a time in America where wild shit can happen. I personally like I don't look at something like this as staged, to be honest. Because like I'm thinking like if somebody shoots this bullet came from a gun. How are you doing that with a moving target?
And aiming for the ear.
You cannot aim for the ear on a moving target like that. even with the most like professional shooter, I don't know how you do that in real time with a live human being that you don't know which direction he's going to move, especially as weirdly as Trump moves sometimes, right? He was like,
let's check his reaction right after he got shot.
With the way he moves.
Also check his reaction right after he got hit. He doesn't move like someone that was expecting it. You know? Someone that was expecting it, first thing he's doing is he's going down or whatever. The first thing he does, he thinks it's like a net or something that bit him, a bee or something. He's like, what the fuck is this? And then he correlates the second or third shot and he's like, fuck, then he gets down.
Right.
That's not someone that was rehearsed and knew what was going to happen, in my personal opinion. Who just hopped on? Oh, Oshus. All right, it's Oshus. Hold on, Oshus. We'll let you in a bit. All right, let's get to the bookmarks. Oh my goodness, the attack of the bookmarks, ladies and gentlemen. First off, we have the quartering. Now, I just want to be clear on this one. I'm not a big fan of the quartering.
I don't even know what that is.
He is a guy that does lots of like political commentary on whatever. I'm not a big fan because
this is wild. This quote is wild.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give a brief rundown of who the quartering is. Essentially, he's one of those guys. He's an ideologue. He picked a side and he's going to stay there, regardless of whether that side suddenly starts having bad takes or if the other side starts having good takes. I can't get behind people like that. If you can't change your mind on who you support based on new information, I can't rock with you. I can't do it. But anyway, here's the quote. This is from Destiny. He said, "A person in a crowd cheering for and supporting a traitor to this country caught astray. I'm so sad. Please." Clearly, they're not sad. He's not sad. Ham, you're saying it's wild.
Yeah, I just don't see why there even needs like some people draw arguments from places that I just don't feel like this is we're now talking about human lives. There's nothing to argue here. This is just shitty. It's just shitty. There's nobody won in this situation. Like people are trying to take sides like there was a winner somewhere. There wasn't a winner. Like this is a fucked up situation and people need to take it as that. But instead people are looking for Trump is going to win now because he put up his fists or something like that. Republicans are really proud saying that kind of shit right now. And then you got the other side saying, like, you got some goofy people on the other side saying, "Oh man, I wish they would have hit the shot. They really missed. Somebody's mad today." And I'm just like, do y'all realize the situation shouldn't have anything to do with what you guys are talking about right now? you should more or less be wondering, hey, A, is the people are the people okay? B, why is this kind of shit happening?
It shouldn't be.
And C, what can we do, or what can we, like what kind of things can we do as people to be more cautious of things like this that happen? And then what and then how should we hold the people, the security and whatnot accountable more for this kind of shit so it doesn't happen again in the future? Because sure, you're sure a lot of people are worried about presidents, the past president or whatever, but people that had nothing to do with people that were just there to listen to somebody talk died. Like, that's the reality of the situation, right? Fuck your political stance. People that were there, that were just there to watch and see what was happening, got hurt.
It seems like the political stance, Ham, has now replaced the individual. That's where it's at. That's where it seems to be. You've got people that haven't spoken to family members for years just because of a political position.
Yeah, it's sad, man.
Childhood friends that just do not engage with one another and will never do it again because you voted a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy, dude. That is insane. For me, instead of people accusing each other of being traitors to the country because you vote for the red one or the blue one, I had this conversation with with another American today even. I feel like, and I'm sure this is going to offend a lot of people. I feel like a lot of Americans are just ungrateful, dude. Like, you guys, you forget you forget the main reason behind everything. Y'all are playing for the winning team. Sure. It's got problems, like every other team on the planet. It's got problems. It's still the winning team. You know? This infighting between Americans for me is so weird. It's so to the point of wanting to kill each other and breaking up parents and families and children. And it's wild. Jay, if he's a showman and everyone knows him to be, why so many people support him? Why so many people support a showman? Because I'm not saying that that's why I would support him, but I'm trying to get into the mind of people that would support him. If you're tired of something going in a certain direction, and then someone comes in and says, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, but what I'm going to do is not what every other guy before me has done. Because remember, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and again, expecting different results. So a lot of people, I think, see this guy and they're like, you know what? He might not be the brightest tool in the woodshed. Tell me if I'm crazy. He might not be the brightest tool in the woodshed, but he's going to do something. The current status quo, where the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer, might get changed up a bit. And I think a lot of people just want to see that. They want to see something happen.
Sure. No doubt. Well, I mean, that's what a lot of people are looking for, but like the times will kind of tell you that not a whole lot changes except a couple significant things per election. and that's usually those a few things that the president was standing on is usually what they want to. Like, remember Obama had Obamacare, right?
Yeah.
That was a big thing that he stood on for that whole for that whole time period.
That's true. That's true. He promised he was going to change. He was going to end the war. He didn't do that, but he definitely did bring in Obamacare, which changed a lot of lives. Still today, I think people are still benefiting.
Bush had his disaster relief. Bill Clinton had his crime bill. You know what I'm saying? Like, each president has something significant that people want change for at the moment, right? And I feel like Biden kind of had with this presidency, it was LGBTQ and the border, right? I feel like the border is shared kind of Trump and Biden. Their big thing is border, and their big thing is like LGBTQ and baby rights and stuff like that. And it's like they're going back and forth on these two shits, and the country's kind of going back and forth on it and whatnot. But to me, like, you look at America and say what you say, but I look at it and I'm just like, this is just history repeating itself, in my opinion. Because if you look at the times of history, a lot, like all of these countries around the world make the same mistakes over and over and over, because they don't really change. They just kind of recourse a little bit. But if it's in the same structure, or if it's in the same idea of what they previously had, then they usually get the same outcome. Like, think of the times with Napoleon. How many times are you going to fail with this motherfucker and still tell him to go out there with your squad? You see what I'm saying?
Man.
Like there's that. There's the shit that, you know, goes on in like Israel. It's the same thing for hundreds of years.
It's still going on.
It's still happening today.
Yeah.
So America, in my opinion, it's just like, it's a lot of the same stuff, because if you look back in the early times of America, it was still like they had the Democrats versus Republicans, but we had different parties as well. That was A versus B, right? And it's just the same thing, but now it's televised. It's more popular and it's more understood worldwide than it was yesterday. I'm telling you, if we had the technology that we did now back in the like 1940s or something, motherfuckers would have died faster.
Man.
Think about that. Think about think about TikTok with motherfuckers like with Nazis and shit like that on there. Motherfuckers would have been dying quicker than
That would
now.
have been wild.
So, like, I feel like now we're just kind of, it's just the evolution of man is where we're kind of at right now. We're at yet another crossroads, but do we want to actually acknowledge it, or are we just going to keep moving? That's just kind of what it is, in my opinion. Is like, hey, we're at a crossroads, you guys. You guys realize that? Or are we just going to keep driving? If we keep driving, you know, that's cool. But something's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like this ship is really being maintained very well. And the thing is as of right now, we're fighting over who's gonna maintain it. And that's a scary spot to be in.
Speaking of scary, let's watch a dark, very dark video shared here by friend of the show, Wilmy Hood. Make sure to follow this guy.
The firefighter guy. Fuck Trump. Fuck the people that support him.
Excuse me?
Fuck it. Fuck the dude. The firefighter guy. Fuck Trump. Fuck the people that support him. I just want you to know, okay? Just in case you're confused or it seems like I'm, you don't, whatever. If one of you were in the crowd and you're a conservative fan of mine and you end up, getting blown away or whatever the fuck, I'm making fun of you the next day on Twitter. I am 100%.
All right, guys, that was Destiny. For the people who don't know, real name Stephen Kenneth Bunnell. They got him as a live streamer and a political commentator. Now, I don't follow this guy, and I sure as hell don't subscribe to this guy. And I do see him in debates, and he literally loses every debate that he's in when it's dealing with politics, no matter who he goes up against. Now, this guy is a prime example of why everybody should not have a platform. And this guy is a true narcissistic piece of shit. Literally wishing death or basically saying F you to a firefighter that lost his life at a Trump rally because he's a Trump supporter. And then on top of that, doubles down saying if he got any friends and his friends lose their life, he gonna make fun of them on the internet. I mean, y'all heard it. But here's what I got to say about that. Hopefully his fan base see him for the piece of shit that he truly is. I'm not telling nobody what to do or what to say or nothing like that. Freedom of speech, freedom of choice. This is America. But the choices that you make and the things that you say have great consequences. And I'm going to let that run its course. But what are y'all thoughts on this situation? Let me know what you think in the comments.
Ham, go ahead.
I don't know about what he said about every debate because I don't even know who that guy is. So I'm not going to speak on that.
Just the specific video he made.
But after just hearing just 30 seconds of what he has to say, I just know I'm all set on ever going to that person's channel and hearing what he has to say.
Yeah.
And I thought that this guy, although I feel like maybe he was like very particular on being like, oh yeah, this dude stinks. He's lost everything. Like maybe he's just like, he's already picked his side. Like he's like, I really don't like this dude. Right.
Yeah.
So he's already picked his side with him, but I think he has credibility to be like, this dude is a piece of shit because he's okay with other people just dying for stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? For just being in the crowd. Like imagine this. Okay, because people do this all the time too, right? People do this all the time too. And I don't think a lot of people think about this or really take this into consideration, but there are people that don't like Kansas City, that don't like the Kansas City Chiefs, that go to the Kansas City Chiefs game.
What?
There are people that don't like the Kansas City Chiefs that go to the Kansas City Chiefs game. What I'm saying is there are probably people that don't like Trump that go to Trump rallies.
Oh, yeah, for work and shit. That's true.
For work, because they just want to hear what the other side has to say.
Yes.
Just to be a person in the know.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Like there are people that are just there just because they just want to be part of a historical time period for them personally. Maybe they want to take pictures with Trump supporters because they think they a bunch of goofies. Right?
That's true. Make some memes.
People do that shit all the time.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen that one Carolina Panther fan amongst 50 fucking Minnesota Vikings fans chanting and jumping up? And it looks like it's like, yo, that Panthers fan needs to relax. He might get his ass whooped because the Panthers are beating the shit out of the Vikings right now. Yes. And this dude is clowning on everybody in that area. Yo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there are innocent people that go to these things that just want to be there. And this dude has the audacity to say, just for being there, I don't care if you got hurt. I don't care if you die. That is wild. I agree with that brother that said this is a perfect example of everybody shouldn't have a platform. I'm 100% with that because that's the kind of toxicity that no one needs. Or maybe we do need it to see what not to be.
Pretty much. You need
so
some
sure,
crazy.
Give him a platform.
To
Just
remind you.
give him in over there in the corner. Fuck that motherfucker. What's crazy
Speaking
is those
of
types of people
psychos.
get the most people to watch them because they're so crazy.
Yeah. If you're crazy in either one of the directions, you're good. As if you stay here in the middle ground, which is where most people are, and you use common sense and you do what you just did, Ham. Like right now, instead of saying that this guy, Destiny, everything he's ever said is bullshit or whatever, and etc. Right, going extra. You just said that what he said in this specific video is bad and reprehensible. Right? You were objective. People don't respond well to objectivity. But let's go to some more crazy. Oh my goodness.
You missed that! How do you miss that? We don't miss those! Come on, man! Fuck! We don't miss those! One shot at greatness to be mentioned in the history books! And you missed the shot? Fuck! What fucking shit? How do you miss that?
You would have thought that he was watching Game 7 of like LeBron's
NBA
final game or something like that. Like this dude is out of his mind. I mean, I just don't know what I don't know what else to say. That is tragic.
Yeah.
That's sickening.
It's a bit extra.
That is literally like somebody is sick and they don't realize that they're sick.
Yeah. Sapo says he was being funny. He might have been trying to be funny.
Who cares? It's not that funny. That's not funny.
It's not funny at all. Not to me, at least. And I like me some dark humor. But funny is funny, dude. When something's funny, people will just laugh at it. If it's not funny, motherfuckers won't laugh. Simple as. You'll offend some people, but people will laugh. I don't think that was funny. Anyways, next we have here Josh Jenny says, after today, if I'm being honest, there's no more agree to disagree for me. If you're on the left with Trump derangement syndrome, you're an enemy to America, to our values, and certainly to me. I have no desire to understand you. I don't want to know you. There's no excuse. Before you go in on this one, this is exhibit A of what's wrong with discourse in social media. This is the problem. All right? Agree to disagree is what separates us from the animals. That's what it is. If you're on the left with Trump derangement syndrome, you're an enemy to America. If you agree with another party that's not my party, you are against the country that has it in one of its main commandments or whatever statutes that you can have several parties. Okay, to our values, motherfucker, are you okay in the head? And certainly to me, okay, that's fine. I have no desire to understand you. Again, this is what separates us from animals. The fact that we can interact with one another, disagree, and keep it pushing. Because if I had to kill every man that I disagreed with, I'd be dead, or I'd be like a killer with like 100 names. And either one of those alternatives is terrible. I don't want to know you. What's wrong with you, dude? The whole reason of the human experience is to reach out and touch someone and know someone, especially if they disagree with you, because then they can bring something new into your mind instead of just reinforcing whatever it is that your parents and your family already planted there. So that's crazy. This whole thing is insane. Amethy, go ahead.
No, it's sickening both ways. When I hear this kind of stuff from Trump people talking about Biden, got like Biden fans, and they had I don't vibe with either one of these sides saying this type of shit, because it's just like it really kind of like it hits kind of a special place when I see I already kind of expect a little bit to see this kind of shit from conservatives, right?
Oh, okay.
Like
Okay.
I'm gonna be real. I expect to see this kind of shit more from conservatives. And maybe that's painted in my mind because of the way I was raised. I'm telling you that. I'm just telling you. I'm
Okay.
being honest with you, right?
Yes.
And I'm just saying, like, I'm more used to conservatives stay off my lawn. I got a gun. Leave us alone. Family first, God or God first, family second, and fuck you. That's kind of what I'm expecting from conservatives. That's like the like painted background of what I see, right? But when I read this, I'm just like, wait a second, this person's not conservative. They're supposed to be liberal. Does this person understand what liberal means? You know what I'm saying?
So.
Like, I read this and I'm like, this doesn't sound too liberal. This sounds very conservative. Like think of the meaning of conservative and think of the meaning of liberal. This reads conservative. Am I wrong?
It does. It does read.
It reads, hey, what I like is what I like, and I don't want to hear what you like.
I have to say.
Because I'm preserving my love. I'm being conservative to what I like. But yeah, this person's mad if you are conservative. Or if you are Trumper, which is seen as being a very conservative. What I'm trying to say is, it's just like, it's really wild how many people stand for freedom but talk about how they wish things were segregated. Do you see what I'm saying? They love freedom, but they love to throw out that they like the segregation. I like my freedom as long as it's my folks. But y'all stay over there. Y'all stay over there. Y'all not like us. Seriously.
That was a bad time.
Think of that kind of shit. Like, just think of all of that shit. Separate. We would like to be thought of this way. Us people would like to be thought of this way. Y'all can't be what we are. We're better. We know better. We see better. We hear better. We understand more. That's all I ever hear from both of these sides.
It's all extreme, dude.
It's all to the detriment of your well-being. You might not understand or be able to cash your checks and pay your rent if you don't see it this way. You're gonna kill me and my family if you do that. If you believe in what you believe in, you're a true you're a true terrorist. That's damn near what they're telling you.
Yeah.
And then they want to say, "Oh, what happened to Trump was fucking that was completely staged." Y'all motherfuckers just said this dude is about to murder people pretty much. Y'all damn near said this motherfucker is a virus and he will absolutely bring death upon you. So what did somebody do? They read that and they were like, "Oh, not today. I'm not dying because of this motherfucker." And they went out and took him to try to take care of him. And now we see now we see the media. Now we see the media saying at this point, they're like, "Oh, yeah, maybe we were a little overboard with some of the stuff that we've been doing as of lately." My wife informed me last night that they canceled one of the CNN morning shows that they usually do regularly because
dumping on Trump.
Because this guy was known for just negative everything about Trump.
But it's not just negative, Ham. The problem is not negative. Negative has always been a part of politics. They've taken it to another level with this guy. They've called him Hitler. They've said that he's creating like encampments at your guys' border and a whole bunch of like truly dark, evil things they have put on him. And it's not like some conspiracy video on YouTube like it used to be. It used to be just conspiracy nuts on YouTube talking about, oh, reptilians this and reptilians that.
Right.
Now it's like proper news sites that were talking about this guy in that same tone. What did you think was going to happen? Here we are. Here we are. And now we go to this meme here by SKS Cartoon. Obviously, Ham, you've seen a couple of people. I've also seen a couple of people saying that it was staged. And this is Alex Jones here holding his Sandy Hook lawsuit saying, "I wouldn't do that." It's probably not a good idea. Probably not a good idea to go around saying
"Oh
that
man, yeah. I mean, the circle of life."
Yeah, it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well. So yeah, just for anyone out there that wants to be pointing out about the whole stage thing, keep in mind someone has died. So if a tweet or a video that you put out gains traction, you might be in line for libel. We don't make the rules. We just enforce them.
I see my brother Ty was in the comments a little bit.
Yes,
Shout out to my brother
yes,
Ty.
he was.
That's what's up.
Shout
That's
out
my
to
real
Ty.
life brother.
Awesome. So next we had Adam 22, the guy that had his wife get smashed by a whole bunch of guys, said, "Sure,
oh my God,
Trump was shot today, but think about all of the hundreds of trans women who were shot today that didn't make the news." Korn replied, "Nigga, your wife is getting fucked right now." 4 laughing emojis, obviously ratioed Adam 22 into the sun. Timothy, thoughts? Timmy, welcome in, Timmy.
I mean, that was just a stupid ass tweet.
By him or by the person that replied?
Him. The person that replied. The person that replied is a troll account. They do that kind of stuff to people all the time.
Yeah.
So they're just doing what they do. Adam
Yeah.
22, dude with a platform right now, bro, and everything like that. No jumper. Like
That was bad.
this is just that was kind of a clown comment to me.
Yeah, because if we follow Adam,
whether he was serious or being kind of
tongue-in-cheek.
lazily funny.
Yeah.
Either way, that wasn't necessary.
Yeah, and if we follow his philosophy that, oh, what about the hundreds of trans women? Someone under him could say, oh, what about the hundreds of pedestrians that got ran over? Then someone under there can be like, oh, what about all the dogs that lost their homes yesterday? And oh, dude, there's victims every day in every field. All right, settle down. We're currently addressing this specific victim.
Right.
The Black John says they initially thought it was that, bro. All I'm saying is don't make nothing go viral. Otherwise, you might have to answer for it. Oshis, are you with us? Oshis, welcome in, Oshis. We can hear you. How are you?
All good, all good. Sorry, I'm just in the middle of what is this game? First Descendant. Let me just check out of here. I'll be with you guys now.
All right. So yeah, that was Adam 22. Let's keep it moving. Let's hear an expert opinion from a Green Beret, or from a former Green Beret, or someone that claims to be a Green Beret.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm here to tell you why the shooting of President Donald Trump yesterday, without a doubt in my mind, was a plan.
What? Did he say President Donald Trump? This guy.
And coordinated attack on the president inside our government, our local agency, or police force. Here's why. My name is Matthew Murphy, and I am a retired Green Beret, retired from this Special Forces group, but I'm also a level 1 sniper, which means that I have graduated the highest level of training for snipers that you can do in special operations. We're trained, I'm going to avoid confidential or classified terminology. We're trained in assassinations and counter assassinations for the very reason, case in point, yesterday, the shooting of President Donald Trump.
Oh my God. Former president, bro. Former president.
First of all, anywhere the president's going to go, there are teams from the Secret Service that go out days, if not weeks, if not months, before the president will ever be at that spot. And they do a site security assessment. And they do that with the local police forces and agencies to ensure that every potential security threat or vulnerability is secured and, of course, protected against. Now, this is done way before Donald Trump will ever get there, and they know every place that the president will be, and the sniper team especially is responsible for ensuring that no one can take a shot at the president. Now, that does not mean that the sniper team just sets up with their guns and scans the crowd and shoots. No, what they do, the most important thing they do pre-Donald Trump showing up, is within a 360-degree environment of that podium of the president, they ensure that there is not a place that is open that will be accessible by someone with a rifle to take a shot at the president. So they make sure those places are barricaded off, inaccessible, and heavily guarded, so there is no way you are going to get to the place where you can even shoot the president with a rifle before the president shows up. Then they scan the crowd and those places of the rifle, just in case by some miracle you do. Now, you're not going to tell me, I don't care who you are, don't listen to the media, nonsense anyways, I think most of us know that by now, that some 20-year-old kid that looks like he played Dungeons and Dragons in his mom's basement is trained on a gun, especially a sniper rifle like that, is a registered Republican, and then can access anywhere near the vicinity of that crowd, of that event, with him not dressed in a uniform and that sniper rifle. He was wearing American flag t-shirt and pants, and he had a rifle. You're going to tell me that that kid went through all this levels of security, somehow got into the closest building to the president, then accessed the rooftop of the closest building to the president, then had the time to unpack his rifle, lay down in the prone, and then take 5 to 8 well-aimed shots at the president before he was decisively engaged by the Secret Service's counter sniper teams or a local police department. I don't know who they were. Most likely police. You're going to tell me all that happened and a 20-year-old kid did that without it being heavily planned, coordinated, and people on the inside making it happen? There's absolutely no way possible that kid was able to get up there and take those shots at the president without a lot of internal help. So someone in that local or some people inside that local police department, agencies, or Secret Service is compromised and is a threat to our president. So we need to stop worrying about that damn shooter and start worrying about who allowed this shit to happen. And President Trump, if you need an American to protect you who's actually good at sniping and stopping this crap, give me a call. I'll do it for free.
Oh,
everybody,
shit.
God bless.
Oh, shit. This man did an advertisement right then.
Oh, my God.
I tell you what's wild is, like, this man needs to, like, no disrespect, because I bet he's good at what he did or whatnot, and shout out to him for, you know, being a person that was in the military for the United States and whatnot. Like, so, like, I'm trying to give him his flowers, you know, right?
Before you go for his knees.
But my whole thing is just like, bro, just pick up a history book. Just pick up a history book. Go online. Look around. Look at the shit that crazy motherfuckers do. Are any of them smart?
No.
Are any of are the people that hijacked the planes for 9/11, were they master pilots? You know what I'm saying? Like, no. You don't have to be a master to do something unbelievably dumb. I mean, it takes all of a couple hours for somebody to look like a trained fucking soldier. Look like.
Not actually be.
It takes all of maybe a day to learn how to scope on a rifle and stuff like that. It doesn't take very long to learn how to learn that shit. It does not. It takes long to be good at it. But a lot of that stuff that person brought to that rooftop, you could have had pre-done at your home. And all you had to do is dial in a couple things and boom. This person didn't have to bring every single thing. This dude wasn't loading in his clip. This dude wasn't loading in his clip on top of the roof. This dude had everything ready just to, I'm setting up here and letting it happen. You don't have to have had that long of preparation to do some shit like that. You don't.
I don't want to go into some conspiracy theories.
I think this person is over analyzing the ability of your random American being able to do something. The underestimation. Right? I feel like the underestimation of people today is at an all-time high. I feel like way too many people underestimate other people's ability to fuck shit up or do something bad or even do something good. Like, a lot of people look like, that motherfucker ain't shit. He can't do nothing. He ain't got nothing.
Turns out he can.
Turns out this motherfucker is a demon. You don't know what kind of shit that he's practicing between the hours of 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. You don't know what the fuck this motherfucker's doing.
You have no idea.
Man, like especially after like I watch a lot of like murder mystery kind of things. At least as of lately, I've been watching a lot of it. And I'm just like, some of these folks, I'm gonna take off my glasses for a second. Some of these people you would never expect to be as smart as they are, to be as clever, to have tracked their steps or have had something planned for a long time. Like the underestimation of people in today's in today's world of like internet and being able to clearly think you know somebody better than you really do is insane, and it's scary.
Let's bring in Oshus here. Oshus, give us your first reactions to the news when you first saw it.
Like, I mean, it's just another day in America.
What? This guy.
I mean, it's not like, another day in America.
It's really.
But I mean, like,
you making it sound like this kind of shit happens every day. What?
Huh?
No,
I'm kidding. Well, my thing is that, like, in terms of like, you know, like it sucks, man. Like, you never want somebody to have an attempt or take an attempt on somebody's life. And at first, I thought it was just a meme, and then when I saw that it was actually legit, it was real. You sort of look at, like, you know, what happened, and then you look at the detail, and then people got hurt, people got, you know, injured, and, you know, people died. So it is a serious thing. So I really think everyone that's sort of like making light of it, like, I know it's staged. You know, to stage something like this is just, I mean, do you understand the sort of, you couldn't do that at a civilian level. You couldn't do that at even at like a dignitary's level. You need to like literally have like a whole bunch, too many moving parts. And out of all the people that could have staged it, couldn't have been Trump, because it literally missed his head by, I mean, they actually show you if he had not turned, literally it was like a couple of like centimeters away from his skull, and he could have died.
He'd be dead right there.
So I think all those, let's get that out of the way. Like, that's silly. And again, just like the same way, like, you know, when the right, you know, the right wing guys go off on a tangent with their conspiracies, let's not get into conspiracies about shit that is, you know, all the facts that we have say that it wasn't, and no one can prove otherwise. So yeah, man, it sucks that this happens, but this has become sort of like if you look at like who's, and again, going back to the media, if you look at like who's like pumping this stuff up, who's sort of like, they've created this precedent that we should think that it's normal to exaggerate what a person is running on or what they're going to do. I mean, what they've been doing in the last couple of weeks is like, everybody's been talking about Project 2025 and how he's going to put people into concentration camps. And these are popular, like, you know, like news sites that are running with these stories.
Talk about it,
So
talk about it.
What do you expect a person that believes what they see on the news to do? You know, if they are a radical
kind of
person,
psychotic, right? They're a little psychotic.
And that's where we are, and that's what I meant basically, like, sort of like, you know, this is where we are in America, is that we've got this thing where, and this goes back to that conversation we're talking about, like from Metal Gear Solid 2, about the information is so uncontrolled today that everyone sort of shapes it. Like, you have these, like, your quarterings, and you have Destiny on the left, and then you have the other guy Voucher also on the left, and then you've got like all the other guys from all these like really pro, you know, right wing sort of, you know, YouTube channels. Everyone is shaping the story to sort of fit their narrative so that it appeals to their little echo chamber, so that they get those clicks, and then they farm those clicks from those people. And what they're not understanding, regardless of what's factual and what's not factual
right now. Keep
so
going, brother.
What's happening now is that you have a situation where we're starting to see the real life consequences of the media being unreliable. You understand? Like
Yes.
us not having real news is starting to have effect on it. It's having to have consequences because people are acting out of these things. And it's not going to get any better. We're not going to get until we have some sort of like, and I don't know how you get that back because the two most corrupted entities would probably be CNN and Fox.
Right.
And,
the biggest
exactly.
news. Yeah.
They started this, and then all the grifters jumped along, and then everybody sort of having this spin.
BBC's there as well.
BBC,
it's
all
not
of the
just
big
Americans,
news.
the Europeans, it's all over the place. And then
Because
when we're all,
and it's because they have their and it's clearly because they have their agenda at stake.
Yeah, MSNBC
right?
is one of them as well. And my thing is like, at what point in time are you going to? Who is going to be the responsible adult to say you guys need to stop this shit? Because that's somebody just needs to say we need to regulate. And again, this is not where you want to go, but we need to sort of regulate. And I don't know how you do this because when you say regulate
what, bro? Regulate what? The internet?
No, not the internet, but and I where do you start? Like, you can't regulate media. Like, you have to let people say what they want to say, but the sources of information that are factual, we need to have a way to not regulate, but to establish what's fact.
Hold accountable.
That's the thing, and that's going to be the hard part. And then Ham is absolutely right. The main media, if you are in charge of news, you need to be held accountable for what you publish or what you put out there in the world. Like, there's so many people, like even this guy coming out here and saying, well, he knows better. We all know that we can't believe mainstream news. I'm like, no, you're assuming that's you're not giving any factual information. The moment you say you can't trust the news, then what can you trust? What he should be saying is that some news sources are not reputable. And so we need to be able not just fact check, but there needs to be accountability for telling people things. And I think I'm surprised Destiny went and said something so irresponsible, because I think that statement of his was very, very, and he's a very reputable, he's probably the number one debate dude on YouTube. That's all he does is just debate guys. He does political streams. So I'm very surprised that someone who normally comes from a very informed platform would go and make, regardless of how much he dislikes Trump, he would go and make such a inflammatory. That's something I would expect from the quartering, because that dude does that all the time. If he doesn't like a specific angle that a person is coming from.
Dude, he said one thing. I think it was 2016. He said something that I totally agreed with. I was like, oh, okay, this guy's got some sense in him. I subscribed to his channel. Quartering? Yeah, I subscribed to his channel. I watched 2 videos, and then I don't remember what the exact topic was, but it was very clear that the people that were wrong were the people on the right, and this guy still found a way to pick their choice, their side. And I was like, dude, what?
And you know what I don't like? You know what I don't like about those guys? Same with Elon Musk, is that those guys, they hide within their circle, within their their fandoms. There's a lot of people that are just low-key racist. They just hate you. You find that it's got nothing to do with they disagreeing with a person being recast or a decision being made for a franchise to go in a certain direction. They just disagree with the fact that it's a woman or it's a black person or whatever. They don't care what the context of that is. And there's a lot of people within those guys' fandoms that are like that. And my thing is, if you're not willing to hold your own fandom accountable, and you're willing to just hide those people or be cool with people that are doing that in your chat and saying that type of really, really racist, outright racist stuff, or really outright sexist stuff, to me, that's not freedom of speech. It goes back to holding people accountable for having or saying racist things that are not based in actual fact or any sort of a reason. And that is my problem, because it's the same with the left. A lot of people, they are extremists. They're not about being progressive or being liberal.
Right.
They're about, I hate this guy because he said this about, I have a daughter or whatever, and who wants to transition. And then he says that he's against that. So immediately everyone just becomes radical, and because of the fact that there's a lot of people within those circles that the same guys are not willing to hold accountable, because of the fact that it will ruin the grift. It will make it less attractive. It's the same thing that
Yeah.
Elon Musk is doing. There's just a
Yeah.
whole bunch of racist people just saying racist shit. Like you'll go into a chat and it goes from the caption is something that is you might interpret it as being racist or not. And then the next 10 comments is just people just outright saying the N-word. Or all you monkeys need to go back to Africa, or whatever. And then I just look at that, I'm like, okay, but these are the people that you harbor on this platform and you hide it behind. How is that freedom of speech? How are you? No, you just using that as an excuse to just have people that are going to be irresponsible.
Hold on. Are you saying Elon Musk should remove accounts of white people, of known white people that say the N-word?
No, I'm not saying I can't tell Elon what to do with his platform. I'm just saying that within accounts.
What do you think he should do?
No, but time out. Because
but listen to what I'm saying
on this one.
Yeah.
Time out. I'm gonna stick up for Aushus on this one. Elon Musk is not running a news site. He is not running anything that says everything that I say or that is said here must be relied upon, compared to a Fox or a CNN where things get fact checked and it like really holds them really accountable. As for like, if you fact checked some random person on Twitter or or even YouTube or anything like that, no one's hitting up Elon and saying, look at what somebody did on your platform, they lied. If you go to fucking CNN and they completely lie to your face, someone's probably gonna get fired. Someone's got to go.
So
someone's got to get in trouble.
Yeah, but my thing is there needs to be consequence for. You can't just like the fact that there's no consequence for you saying irresponsible shit on your public platform. You're able to just do that and get away with it because the curator, which is at this point Elon, just says freedom of speech. That's like I'm not saying control people's speech, but I'm saying do not incentivize people to act irresponsibly, which is what he has done since he took over the platform. He has made sure that he creates incentive for people to sort of try and get to almost like farm engagement. And to me, that has made like Twitter even more volatile space than it was before. Right. I didn't agree with how before you could tell that it was heavily curated. They were going into people's accounts and then they were like literally targeting certain people, especially people on the right. But now the overcorrection of what Elon has done is just literally like it is a free for all, and like you can't have. It's no longer a platform where you can actually have any sort of rational discussion. It's just for echo chambers. It's just for people who are interested in hearing exactly what you have to say and agree exactly with what you think or what you believe. And to me, that makes it a pointless platform because now you're only engaging with your little, group of, like-minded thinking, drones.
See, I don't agree with that take, Aushus.
Yeah.
I think echo chambers become so when you let them happen.
And that's what
it's
he's
why
done.
It's what no. It's not him. It's not him that does that. It's you, it's me, it's Ham. It's Ham.
Wait, what do I gotta do with this?
No, I'm trying to use an example here. I'm trying to say that when it comes to the whole echo chamber thing, it's not the platform that makes the echo chamber. The platform, when you hop on Twitter with a new account and you say you're into gaming, the platform will give you Nintendo, it will give you PlayStation, it will give you Xbox. It becomes an echo chamber when you only like Xbox related stuff, or if you only like PlayStation, Nintendo, when people are hating on PlayStation or Nintendo. The algorithm tailors itself to your behavior. So don't come here blaming the algorithm. All right? You stepped in here and you told the algorithm what you want is an echo chamber. That's what you told the algorithm. Everyone that blames
that's not what you told the algorithm.
whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's whatever. As soon as you start acting in a certain way, the algorithm will spit that back to you. I've experimented it myself and I've seen it happen. The
Well, I mean,
day
like
I
that.
consciously woke up and said, okay,
Mhm.
I'm now going to start engaging with everything, not just PlayStation. Suddenly, I'm seeing everything. Suddenly, I'm seeing people showing Nintendo gameplay. I'm seeing people with Xbox gameplay. I'm seeing everything. So it's not echo chambers because Elon Musk has this evil plan and he wants to segregate everyone. It's because people don't like difficult conversations. People don't like disagreeing. People don't even know how to disagree, how to have a discussion, lose, and move on. People people are not trained to do that in terms of engaging with other human beings online. That's the big problem right now.
People think that the end all be all is just getting mad.
Yes.
And I mean, I 100% agree with you. The part, a little bit where I agree with Oshus on this, because I do see what he's saying. And like, the algorithm can be a very slippery sumbitch. It can be a very slippery sumbitch to where like you looked at one thing, you said something while talking to your wife, and Amazon or whatever picks it up, and it's just like that's all you see now.
Yeah,
And it's just like and it's almost like in a way like bait.
exactly. It
And it's
forces
like
you.
over baiting and masturbating. No, I'm just kidding.
Pause. Pause.
No, but they are they're just like no, but seriously, I'm just trying to say like the amount of bait one human can take in one day from
Yeah.
all of these different devices that we use, especially something as detrimental or gratifying as like seeing your favorite or your least favorite thing being shown in a way that
Hmm.
either you like or dislike, but like it seems like no matter what you do, whenever you tap in, whenever I go to like maybe I just want to see something fun on YouTube or something like that, every single time I gotta be reminded about something that I don't really love. And then I'm blocking it, right? Because I don't love it. Well, then now I don't see any of it
Exactly.
anymore that could have possibly been helpful to see because I just blocked it, which then I kind of then created my own echo chamber on accident. It's easy to accidentally fall down these rabbit holes that then
Hmm.
have you in a situation where then you're misinformed or you're not informed enough or you just flat out don't understand what's
But
going on over there or over here even in
so
your own
so
like in your own space, right? Like the media before, the reason that people were so in touch with media before isn't because the new age is smarter or dumber than the last age. It's the ability to get information out. So back in the day, the only way I got to see what the fuck was going on in New York was in the New York Times,
Yeah.
or maybe a couple of shows that were happening you know at 9 p.m. at night, or right when you wake up in the morning. If you stay tuned, you might figure out what's happening in Baltimore today. Like but you ain't gonna figure out that next weekend because they're probably talking about Charlotte or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You weren't able to
Hmm.
have accessibility to look so far outside of where you stay. Now we're so busy, like everybody is so busy looking across the country, across the state, across the world at other people's fucking issues and stuff like that they don't even know their own issues anymore. They don't. They don't even know what's really going on, what's really happening, what to really worry about, what to look out for.
Yeah. Like
so it's just like to me when I see all of this stuff and I think about like things like algorithms and stuff like that, I see how things spin out of control to where you are no longer understanding what's happening around you anymore because the path that was given to you or the path that you have taken now have you so worried about something that doesn't really fucking matter.
Actually, to challenge your point, Luke, about like the algorithm feeding you what you want is like, for instance, the same thing that it's weird to me because Elon bitches about the same shit that he does on his platform on other people's platforms. Like he was bitching about like all this other AI right now, sort of filtering information based on what's being put in, and what's been put into a lot of these AIs right now is a lot of progressive sort of like prompts or progressive sort of like sources basically for the information or references for the information. So when now and again, like someone who is not from that way of thinking puts in something, that's, you remember there was this whole controversy about, you know, the AIs not being able to generate a white male Nazi because of the fact that they've censored it. The way the guys that are literally like programming it or feeding it the information, they're feeding it only information from sources that are very left leaning. So you could not go and ask the AI to generate a white person wearing a Nazi uniform with blue eyes, but you could get it to give you a black person wearing a Nazi uniform with, you understand, with all the regalia and stuff like that. And that was because of the fact, and again, it goes back to this thing: if you do not teach your algorithms to give people the sort of like, I would say, a balanced view, that's the responsibility of the curator. What the algorithms do now is they cannibalize what people click on. They don't. There's no sort of like, okay, is this informed? Like there has to be some sort of curatorship where you look at like, is this person being fed information that is not distorted into one view? Is this information somewhat balanced, and is it giving this person enough that they have to decide for themselves? Or are we funneling them down to say, well, like me, if I'm an Xbox guy, whenever I was an Xbox guy, is it just giving me the shit about like, you know, Phil Spencer's the greatest, like, you know, Xbox, like there's people that just tweet that all the time, and then all the algorithm will do is go get those people. Whether they're feeding me real information or fake information, it doesn't matter. I might think like, yes, this Xbox is outselling PlayStation everywhere in the world because that's what I get from my feed from everyone who likes Xbox, like your Colt Eastwoods and your Zakas and all those guys. All I get is their stuff. Like, yeah, it's all great. But unless I listen to a Colin Moriarty who's gonna say, whoa, hold up, but are you aware that this is also happening and this and this and this? Like, why is it not able? And they can do this, curate information and provide a much more balanced in terms of like what it recommends to you. Not just like because you ask to see, you know, you said you were interested in schools in Texas, it's only going to show you anything to do with schools in Texas. What about schools in other areas of the United States or any, like, why does it not sort of like have a much more holistic, and I'm almost sure that the algorithm prior to 2015, especially the YouTube one, was a little bit more flexible than it is now. Now it literally just zones into the stuff that you have watched for a certain amount of time, and it just gives you that over and over again. Back in the day, I used to get way better recommendations prior to 2015, but now it's just it's just not balanced.
Oshas, we need to stop. We need to stop passing the buck. We need to stop passing the responsibility to corporations, to algorithms, to Elon Musk, to billionaires or whatever. Yes, when you go on YouTube, if you watch 10 videos on Fallout 4, it's just going to start recommending only Fallout 4. does that now mean that you don't have access to the search bar to look for something else?
If your first search was Fallout 4, how do you even know what's there?
What's where?
What's in the way you're getting your information? What's on YouTube? Yes. How do you know what's there? Like the first thing I searched was Trump, and since then it's just been giving me stuff to do with Trump.
Pay attention. The fact that you can search for Fallout 4, right? Even if it's the only thing you've ever searched for, that means you can turn that 4 into a 3. No one's stopping you from doing that.
No one is stopping you, but like if that is your first exposure and then that's how you learn to use this, because this is the problem. People are coming into this and they're getting programmed. They don't come from an area where you used just the search button. A lot of people are coming from an like it's like how your Spotify curates your music for you. You choose those first couple of names, like they ask you what bands you like in the beginning and what music you like, and etc. etc. Once you've made that choice, that's what they're going to recommend for you. I get that that's the algorithm's job. What I'm saying is that if I'm someone that's interested in music, I want to listen to things that I would have never thought about listening to before. But those recommendations as to how they're programming these algorithms now make it impossible for you to go and discover new artists, because it's just going to keep recommending the same genres and the same artists that you picked when you were setting up the device. And I'm saying is that if you, the first time you used YouTube or Twitter, you searched Trump, and from that day on, it just gave you things to do with Trump or stories slanted, because it starts to make those associations that you like Trump, you must be right wing, you must like all these other things. And everything that is not even directly related to that, then it starts to recommend those things, because
I don't know.
people.
I must be living in another world, because
but that's how I interpret it.
My Spotify, when I'm feeling adventurous and I'm like, just give me some random hip hop that's banging right now. It is literally very random. A lot of stuff that I hate, and also a lot of stuff I'm like, oh, the kids are not completely crazy. It's not all mumble rap. And there's no Kanye West, there's no Eminem, there's no 50. Like the recommendations that I made at the beginning of Spotify, I'm not getting those recommendations on the days that I'm feeling bored with my usual playlists. So that's what I'm saying. I guess let me just take the L here so we can move on to the next one. But I'm not living in the same world that you guys are in terms of the algorithm. I feel like the algorithm has shackled me, and I feel like it's just leading me down. That's not my reality. That's not what I've been seeing. But that's just me. Let's go to this video here with this lady. Apparently she knows something. You mentioned this at the beginning.
She sits down. Watch this shit, dude. Watch. She sits down. Yep. Watch this. Puts the sign up.
Take a look at what happened.
Shots go off.
She's completely normal. And then watch.
And then she's got her.
What the fuck? What the fuck? People are freaking out.
And she's filming.
And she's just like right there. She's not even freaking the fuck. Watch this shit, dude. Watch. She sits down. Yep. Watch this. Puts the sign up.
Take a look at what happened.
Shots go off.
She's completely normal. And then watch.
And then she's got her.
What the fuck? What the fuck? People are freaking out.
And she's filming.
And she's just like right there. She's not even freaking the fuck. Watch this shit, dude. Watch.
All right, no more, please. No more. You're muted.
Sorry. Do we think she was in on it? Oh my God, go.
She looked suspicious. I ain't gonna lie. She looks suspicious. It looks like because even before, like if you got a different video, or maybe this is whole video, but just like she just looks like she's like waiting on some just don't look right. She looks suspicious.
Oh shit.
Mhm.
Are you buying into this?
So again, like she could be, she like again, like could be, could not be, but like what it's gonna come down to is factually what we can prove and what we know. If this
Yeah.
woman, if you think she looks suspicious, I'm sure the FBI has pulled her in, or who like, or the Secret Service, whoever's in charge of like, yours, is it like Homeland Security? So I'm sure she's part of like on some like these are I mean, America is so sufficient at doing this or profiling or this sort of profiling that I mean they do it with people in other countries in other events like this. So if this is definitely a concern, I don't think it's for a bunch of us on social media to sort of discuss. The authorities will get to her, whoever those authorities are.
Here's
They've got this stuff already.
here's my thing: is she looks suspicious, like in questioning, and like I think the best thing that you could do in that situation, or like or like what I hear from like most news things, like I'm sure in this specific situation, being that Trump was a prior president, that they may like look at this much further than that. But in most cases, something like this, they like would take a person in for like questioning, just get their name and stuff like that. Let them go, and then like if they find out that the person that died and that person's name has some sort of connection at all, then it's like we need to call you back in for some more questions.
Yeah, and that's due process. That's perfectly fine, and because that's due process. Most that's what we follow. And I think again, we've gotten to a point where people don't respect due process like they used to because everyone is in on it. The government is in on it, and that's my problem. Is like once everyone is in on it, then what are we doing? Like, who's not in on it? You know, and
Well,
and
I think
and
everybody
who
just
do you
wants a
hold?
quick answer. Like they just want justice to be served immediately
But
instead
who
of
serves the? Yeah.
figured out.
But then, Ham, who serves the justice if the government is in on it? You understand what I'm saying? Like, if
Well,
everyone is in on it, then
oh,
how do we hold anyone
settle
accountable?
down, settle down, or just
Well, like I
if
said,
who's
I
there?
mean, like I said, it's as simple as just saying, "Hey, who are you? I see
Exactly.
you were there. Get your name, and if you happen to be linked to that person later, then you
Exactly.
happen to be. If you're not, then you're not. Then like then you're a person that just looks weird in the crowd. Like
That's
there's
it.
plenty of people that look fucking weird in crowds. There are. So I mean,
100%.
I agree with you. Like, let's not go on ahead and just say you're you're accused, you're accused, you're accused. You need to go to jail until this is figured out. No, it's like no, you need to be questioned. But then it's just like you weren't the motherfucker that pulled the triggers, so it's just like, what the fuck am I gonna do with you right
Yeah,
now?
that's it. That's it. I completely agree. Like,
Yeah.
let's just, and again, we have laws. Like, everything that we're dealing with now is not new. Everything that we're dealing with now has happened before. We've been through this. The only difference now is that information is being spread through a medium that's not really controlled or regulated by anything, which is social media. So the reason that we're getting so many different takes, we're getting so many different, everyone has an opinion, everyone is an expert. Some guy will come in, I'm a red beret, I'm a yellow beret. This is, my expertise. And when you shoot and the wind is going this way, the Secret Service would have placed the people like, okay, cool guy, that's great. But what does that do for the actual, what is the due process in place to investigate and take this thing apart? Are we not gonna just trust that and hope that, like, it just like it's always worked, it will work? Your scrutiny does not matter until we get to a court of law. And that's why I also caution people to not say stuff like, this thing is it's a setup and all that. They're like, come on, you don't know that. Like, let's look at the facts. Let's see what the facts say.
Yeah. Speaking of what the facts might or might not say, Gogo Paul brings up a point here. Says Trump gonna win for sure. Now, do you guys think this helps him? I don't even know where to check the polls because it seems like the Democrats have their own polls, the Republicans have their own polls.
Yeah, all these polls are just
Where's the real poll?
Just stuff. I don't even know who's voting in these polls and stuff like that. Are they asking random goers on Facebook, and then that's a poll, or is this like a like a push notification on your phone from CNN asking you to which
What do
one
you
do you like
think?
better? I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I've seen some polls that say that he's doing better. Some say nothing's changed. Some say he's
I
doing
personally
worse.
would think on a human level, I wouldn't be surprised if he was winning a little bit on a human level.
Yeah.
But like, as for like what that means when the actual time comes for voting, I'm gonna tell you what it means. It means nothing right now. It means literal nothing.
Yeah.
All that it means is he has a piece of a story that wasn't told yesterday. And this may make some people like jump out of their seat and be like, yo, that's my guy. But there's also a lot of other people that are just like thinking the exact opposite in the most negative way. So like, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that jumped up and was like, I'm voting. I gotta vote because this motherfucker got to be out of here. That shot missed. I gotta make sure my shot done. Like, I'm voting. like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure there's some people out there like that. So it's just like there's so many different people. Like
you
I said,
have
I
to
don't
vote
want to
if you didn't
over
want him to win.
I guess I don't want to underestimate the power of what people can actually do, because anytime you do that, you get surprised. You don't think, oh yeah, we made this law, I don't think anybody's gonna break it. Yeah, you'll find a motherfucker.
Yeah, somebody.
Watch. Yeah, the fist pump. You're right, Black John. That fist pump pose. God damn. Okay, so we have this this tweet here. I found this slightly racist, but maybe you guys will tell me if I'm just being too sensitive. This person said President Trump was shot. President? Really? And retired fire chief Corey Comparator was killed yesterday. No riots, no looting, no fires, no hunting the family of the shooter. We did raise nearly $3 million for Corey's family in 24 hours. We're not the same.
See?
So now
it's the same shit I was talking about earlier. There's that not like us in a whole nother way. Like I don't know how many different ways that people of the world can try to segregate themselves from others and then try to pretend that they are for freedom. Motherfucker, no, you're not. You can't say I'm for free. I'm for everybody because of look at my crew. We don't do this.
Yeah.
Y'all do this. Y'all not like us. We are not the same. We're different. However the fuck you want to put it. Like, I'm just saying, like, people celebrate the whole we're not the same, not like us, all this stuff. Like Gogo Pole says it in the chat. He's like, Kendrick song. Yeah. I'm saying all of that shit, all of that rhetoric.
It's wrong.
I mean, it goes back to what Loke has said for years at this point, because I've known this brother for years at this point. Words matter. And the more people are throwing this shade of we're better than y'all, somebody's gonna be pissed. Somebody is gonna be mad. No matter how you say it. If you think, oh yeah, well, the white folks are happy with, well, there's somebody that's Mexican that is pissed. Like every and then you're being completely ignorant by saying all white folks are cool with this when you didn't ask every white person.
Yep.
Just the genuine popular people that you like are cool with it.
Yep.
Like, so it's just it's the state of today. It's just where we are at today, not just as a city, state, or country, but as kind of the world, really.
And
because you look around the world and what do people say like America about America? Oh, I'm happy we're not like them. Okay. Well, then you're perpetuating the same thing. So it's to me, it's just like nobody really sees the big picture. They just see what's hot, what's popular, and they want to make sure that they're on the right side of that.
And you go into that comment like what that guy, it says lady something, so I assume it's a woman, and then you go in there. At least this one is like, it's very vague. Like this is like, if it is racist, again, it's insinuating racism. You have to read into it. But then there's going to be 10 comments below that, if you go into that are overtly racist. Like, yeah, we're not like them. And then they'll say the N word, and it'll go into monkey, and it'll go back
Let's
to
check.
Africa.
Let's check. Oh shit, this guy said maybe we should be. All right, so far it's very organized,
No, it's because you know why? It's because the most crazy negative comments are on the bottom.
Yeah, under
They're
the high.
usually posted so you don't see that stuff immediately. You know that little see more button at the bottom of most tweets,
this one,
where it's like, oh goodness, like everything down here, it gets real like this, like this is the dark alley part.
What the fuck? What is this? What is this? What is this?
You better scroll on. There's music playing.
I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. Well, so far.
See, now we hit that dark alley part of the tweet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You hit that see more button, it should like come with a disclaimer. Are you sure?
Yeah, and then it's gonna start.
This shit is about to get reckless.
Yeah, it starts with a little bit like subtle, or like, yeah, it's the Dems, and then it's the transes, and then it's gonna be the blacks, and then the Jews next, and then I think it was a Chris Rock joke that actually sort of underlines that, but that's normally what happens, and it goes into that.
See, that person said, "Then go."
Oh
ride.
my
Wow.
god! Yeah,
See,
it's insane.
that person just said
this
it.
Motherfucker.
See, man, and
what government? How can you overthrow a government that hasn't been elected? What are we talking? And then I don't know what this is. This is true. This is true. They did go there. Oh, fuck Trump, but it's great to see people raising money. All right. So let's leave that alone.
Everyone loves it. We are not the same. Everybody loves to say that.
And it's so pointless. It's like, to me, like, because it always gets into some form of tribalism. Because even the whole Drake and Kendrick thing, it came down to colorism at some point in time, because Drake is a little bit more light skinned, or he's mixed, and then now that becomes a point of contention. He can't say the N word and all these things. I'm like, now again, you're othering the guy. No, that's it. That was what it was. No, dude.
Pause, Oshus.
That's not what it was. That is what it was. Dude, he literally
this is
said
not a
that.
This is not a Democrat versus Republican debate. We're not going to talk over each other. We are civilized, all right? The Drake thing was not about his color. The Drake thing was about the culture. Drake was appropriating the hip-hop culture, and people let it slide because he was making hits, and it was all love.
Oh,
But
really? He was the he's the only. Yeah.
as soon as he tried
Okay.
to appropriate the hip hop gangster like hood culture, you know, that's when it went sideways.
What did
That's
he
when Pusha T
appropriate?
went for him. Dude, I'm not like super into this. I'm just telling you what I've seen from
What?
the
Yeah.
Americans that are into the whole hip hop thing, and that's their life, the way we know life video games. All right. And the way they put it is that Drake was in his nice little lane, and they even put videos of Lil Wayne and other hip hop artists telling him, dude, you're awesome. Stay where you're at. Just
Okay.
stay
So
there with
okay.
the
So
with
what's
the with songs. As soon as he tried to go gangster, when you don't do that in hip hop.
no
You
no
don't
no no
do
no
it.
no? That's
You don't
nonsense.
try
That
and
is
go,
the worst. I disagree with
bro.
that
I
narrative.
want you. It's cool, dude. You can
But like,
disagree with it,
because no, but
but
it's not
Oshus,
factual. It's not factual at all.
you need to let me finish talking right now, Oshus.
Okay.
When the Americans, when
Yeah.
the Black Americans are telling you about what their culture is about and what Drake did wrong, you sit down, you shut your mouth, and you listen. Because when me and you start talking about African culture and Yasuke and all this other shit, I don't want to hear nothing from him. I don't want to hear it. I want to hear questions, but I don't want to be hearing Ham or Cozy or Matt telling me about, no, you're wrong. You don't know. You don't really know what's up. Chill, dog. Chill. All right?
Okay.
Relax. You heard something else from someone else? Cool. What I'm telling you is that the Americans are saying this. Neither one of you or I are Black Americans steeped in the history and the culture of gangster rap. So these people saw it fit to go for Drake's neck. Don't be shaking your head, though.
Nah, dude. Like that's all garbage in my opinion. Like I
Cool.
disagree with every single thing,
That's
and
fine.
then why I disagree with it is because the Americans that you spoke to don't represent all
Yeah.
Americans that listen
I
to hip
didn't
hop.
speak
A
to
lot of
them.
no, but
I didn't
like,
speak
but that's the thing.
to
But like,
Americans. I'm
okay,
saying I
cool,
watched collages of people that took the time to take
same,
videos
same,
2012, 2010 of
dude,
not just random ass people on the street, bro, but actual hip hop
bro.
heads like freaking Lil Wayne talking about, yo, I told Drake to chill and just do pop shit, pop rap. Don't
Okay,
go
when did
hip
okay,
hop side. All
fair
right.
enough. When did Lil Wayne say that to Drake? Was it the time that
Years,
he was making gangster songs
years ago.
with Young Money, with whatchamacallit, who's this guy that he's beefing with now with Rick Ross? When he was coming up, he was coming up with songs like Stay Scheming. He was doing songs about gangsterism with proclaimed gangsters or people that were making gangster or gangster
So again,
rap. Like at what point in
Otis.
time do you same thing with Kanye? Like if that was the case, did somebody say the same thing
Whoa,
to Kanye West? To say
no,
stay in your lane, don't make music
no.
about like uh gangster shit. Stay in your
When did
lane.
he
You're
ever
the
pretend to be a gangster?
come on. Like I'm not saying that he pretended to be a gangster, but he made music with that was under the gangster rap, whatchamacallit, uh genre.
I'm
Same with
unaware.
Drake. When
I'm
okay,
unaware.
when did okay, so okay. Like how many times and I can't
I'm a big Kanye fan. I'm
I'm
not
a
a big
huge
Drake
Kanye,
fan,
yes.
but
And again,
I can't name
Drake
one time
started
Kanye
with
tried to
hip
be
hop.
more than what he was.
Drake started with hip hop, not singing. He really did. He really did. His first couple of mixtapes were all about the lifestyle that apparently, according to like a lot of people, that he's not living. It was all about that same lifestyle. They were okay with it. Or who's this? Kendrick and them all came up through it when he was big and they were coming up. They were all okay. They all co-signed that. The game, all these guys were always there. Whenever they have a gangster song to make, guess who's there in the background? Who's doing the hook? It's always Drake. So at what point in time does Kendrick, now that he's over and he's made it, now all that stuff he's looking back at and saying, I was never comfortable with you doing that, even though I was at your concert and then you hosted me and I traveled with you and I toured with you making that same music. But now I've got the moral high ground to come and tell you that there's terms and conditions to you being part of that life. Why? Like, that makes no sense to me.
People can't change their minds. Jesus, you sound like those guys that took the video of Paris saying something about Xbox in 2018. Then they put it they juxtaposed it to what Paris said in 2022 that were completely different. Now suddenly, Paris, his words don't mean anything. Dude, settle down, all right?
Just
and
keep
I agree
it 100.
with the click. Wait, Kanye never. Exactly. Leave Kanye out of this, dude. Kanye has never tried to be something he's not, all right? Chill.
You guys have not been following hip hop for the last 2 decades. All these guys cross over and say gangster shit all the time. They all speak. I can go find you tracks where he's talking about killing other niggas or whatever. Like he's done that. He's said that.
When we say the N-word, it's so weird, dude. The way you said it, it was like this guy doesn't say that word every day. You can tell. He doesn't say that word.
Because we have our own N-words here. We have our
That's
own.
not the point. The point is, it was funny when you said it. Oh my god!
Yeah, because anyway, I was saying it in that context, though. Like I know how to say it in a street way.
I know, dude. Even I don't know how to say it. Even I.
But I'd be interested I would be interested. You and I are not Americans. I'd be interested to hear what Ham has to say about like the whole Drake and then like and what I said about like the fact that it ended up being about colorism. More than you, an African from like a couple of kilometers from me, has to say. It is telling me what Americans say.
Go ahead, Also, Americans in the chat, Oshus, if you can read, they're also agreeing with what I'm saying. Ham, the whole Drake thing, Oshus was saying it turned into like a race thing because he's light-skinned.
A little bit. I can see how that could be looked at like that a little bit.
Was that the main reason?
Was it the main? Was it what like started it? No.
Yep. Chai, buenos dias.
Was it? But was it part of the conversation? 100%.
Yes, it was. Thank you, Luke. I mean, Ham.
It's definitely a part of the conversation. I mean, how many people was running around saying, I don't want to hear you say nigga no. Like, were we gonna pretend that wasn't like a whole part of a song? Like, so let's not let's not act like that didn't happen. And like a lot of people were like saying he ain't black and stuff like that in lieu of like the
I didn't see anyone say he's not black.
Just because you don't want to acknowledge it, doesn't mean it wasn't.
Ross literally made a cover of a mixtape with him as literally with Drake's face on like a white college kid with like blonde hair. Rick Ross.
Oh, Rick Ross.
Rick Ross, yeah. He when he was releasing his diss track just after I think the first one that Kendrick launched. He literally had a cover and the track is called White Boy. Like literally saying that, your boy doesn't have any street credentials because of the fact that he's Canadian and he's not from like an American hood. He's, he doesn't have that street cred. And I'm like curious, like since Kanye came out, since when are we still talking about street cred? Like we were past that when Kanye came out. Why are we still now back on this? Like, well, you're not gangster enough to make rap music. Oh, I think
it was the type of music he was making, because I ain't gonna lie, some of the music Drake was making was not what made him who he is today. Which in my opinion, as a person that listens to a lot of Drake, and I really enjoy Drake. The last few years, pretty much ever since Scorpion, I don't know who that dude is. like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like all this, like thugging and gun stuff, like that's new for me. Like I mean, Kendrick killed that bar when he was like, when he was like, I don't like it. Like he was talking about, he didn't like Drake when he rapped like this. He likes it when he raps like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Go back to being
I was
the
like,
Drake that makes
Kendrick,
club songs.
that's facts right there. Like Drake is like to me, Drake was really good at like conscious dash like club songs. Like he was really good at making conscious songs separate and then making club songs. But then once it got gangster, once he started doing collabs with like Meek Mill and 21 Savage, I'm like, who is this guy? Like, what we talking about? Ski masks and running up in my goons, and like that's not what got you hot. So like in that aspect, like from Kendrick Lamar, I 100% agree with him. Like Drake, what are you doing? Like this isn't who you are. So I could definitely see some of the ideals in which Loca's talking about, like the whole culture vulture kind of thing, and like this is the reason the beef or some of the beef started. I don't really think. I think honestly, like personally think I think this beef is garbage. I've said that before. I think this beef is garbage because let's keep it a buck. Drake put Kendrick on. Let's keep it a buck. Drake put Kendrick on. They were boys. They made songs. Kendrick knew how good of a lyricist he was. He called out the industry. Drake got in his feelings. That is this beef. People want to make it sound like it's way more than what it is, but I feel like I personally just feel like Drake felt a little nervous. I felt like the North Carolina going up an undefeated Duke, right? They're like, I don't really like this situation because history says this is just an all-out shootout, and I'm not sure if I'm ready for that type of smoke. That's what I heard from Drake back when he made that. I think it was "Nothing Was the Same" album.
I remember that.
Yeah, because that's when they made that song together with him, Kendrick, and A$AP Rocky. They had that song together, right? So ever since then, it's always been like some sort of weird, like Kendrick's trying to pull Drake into some like rap beef, and Drake's like, nah, and then it just grew from there.
Yeah, he wouldn't respond. And then
Exactly.
he went for Pusha. And then he went for Pusha T, and that didn't end well.
All of this extra stuff like culture vulture and Drake, you're using this and all of that, it all started from just that. From just like not being willing to respond to somebody that was calling somebody out. And then it like turned into like a like an avalanche or something like that, and the ball is rolled up huge now, and now it's race is part of it and all of this other stupid shit, and it's just like, all right, y'all, like this is way bigger of a beef than it really was at the beginning, which is wild. Like you look at other classic beefs, like the whole Tupac thing, somebody actually got shot at the big like at the beginning of that beef. That wasn't I want to make sure that I am the best of all time while you're claiming to be the best of all time. I mean, that's really all it is. It's just two people out here saying I'm better than you, and that's all it really is. And I think people trying to use the black versus mulatto or whatever are just reaching. They're just reaching.
Yeah. Because I mean, again, like all the stuff that they're accusing Drake of doing. I mean, just look at like Sexy Red, and then you look at like all these other chicks that are just doing.
Oh my god,
garbage.
Let's save that for next week.
This is music that's considered part of BET, considered as part of the culture, and I'm like, come on,
they both been throwing jabs. Like, let's not act like, oh, Drake's just been sneak dissing the whole time and Kendrick's just kept his mouth shut. All of this stuff is resurfacing now, and people are doing these deep dives of Kendrick Lamar, stuff
Deep
like
dives.
that. And they're like, oh, they were referring to Drake right here. He's referring to him back in 2017. He was referring to him in this song. I mean, they've both been going back and forth at it for like a decade now.
Yeah,
they both have been going back and forth at it for like, I think, over a decade at this point. I think a lot of people are just more noticing of what Drake said about Kendrick than what Kendrick said about Drake. And you know what the reality of that is that it's because Drake's music was hotter. Sorry.
Yes, it was. Yes,
That's
it was.
the reason that you know what Drake said about Kendrick, but you don't know what Kendrick said about Drake. It's because Drake's music was hot. That's
banging.
the fact of the matter.
Welcome in, John Wolf. Let's get some levity here. This is friend of the show, Ricky Berwick. This guy is hilarious.
Hello, Caleb. I'm gonna do your style. I'm gonna do you. I like the music. I go Caleb and Yellow style. Okay, top on. Fuck you.
Oh my God, I can't believe Donald Trump is dead. Oh my God.
He's alive.
Shit, I glazed his ear. Fuck.
Hello, Caleb.
You know what's terrible is that he looks kind of like the dude
that did the whole thing.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
That's what makes the video so much worse. Because you know, if it was like a Big Brother content creator, it would look weird.
Yeah.
Or let's say if it was just some random like Asian brother getting on like doing that for TikTok or something like that. Sure, he might have a big following and whatnot, but he does not look like the killer. Like this motherfucker came up there and he looks
like cousins.
Like that motherfucker.
It could work. It could work. All right. Next we have 50 Cent. Apparently this actually
happened. You did that. That man, his level of troll is legendary.
Shit, might get copyright struck.
Yeah,
so,
let's not do
you're
that.
singing Many Men.
But this man's level of trolling, like, is I mean, you know how you're fighting in Killer Instinct, and it's like ultimate combo, like this motherfucker supreme victories every fucking day. This man got a supreme victory. I swear, his crew is insane.
It's no wonder he's a billionaire. This just happened, dude. What? This is crazy. This is just insane. Oshus, anything you want to say about 50?
50 is always on his grind. This is a man that, you know, he's
knows
all
where
about
the money's at. He always knows where the money, where the tree is.
And like no one is like a master when it comes to like trolling and like beef. Like yes, it's like 50. The only person that's more petty than 50 is probably the Game. Like I think Game is like probably one of the pettiest rappers like of all time in terms of
but the Game throws himself out to look stupid too. While 50 Cent's like the motherfucker that goes to work and then goes on his couch every day after work and just scrolls and finds that people are doing dumb shit. Yeah. And he's just like, these motherfuckers are silly. I'm gonna go hop into my pool. and then he gets out of his pool, goes to bed for the evening, wakes up, drinks coffee, sees some more crazy shit that people got themselves into, goes and does a concert, sits down after his concert. It's like, well, people are still doing dumb shit. Like just
Still
like
doing dumb
every
shit.
day, this dude is living the most basic life. He is
Chilling.
as he is as reformed as a gangster could be. in my opinion, he is as reformed as a gangster can be. Dude did all his dirt when he was young. Now he's just sitting back and laughing at everybody else doing their dirt while he just on his basics.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's true, Dorian. Eminem was pretty spiteful back in the day. Also, don't forget he killed Machine Gun Kelly's career in like 2 songs.
Yeah,
Anyways,
M has been doing that.
Our last video comes from a random black guy. That's Kaizen. Apparently, he's famous. I've never heard of this guy. Ham, I don't know if you've heard of him. This dude. All right, well, I don't know him, but this is our last video, and then we can hop on out of here.
Yeah.
Let's go.
President Trump just got shot. And as someone who voted against...
Again, bro. Why are people calling him president? I don't know, dog. Maybe something's wrong with me because that bothers me. But okay.
So President Trump just got shot. And as someone who voted against Trump in both 2016 and 2020, this is a cause for deep reflection by me. And my question is, have we been told the truth at any point over the last 8 years about who Trump is and what's actually going on here? A lot of people who are pro-Trump have been saying that this is the playbook of the day, whether it's a deep state or some shadowy interest in the government. First, they try to cancel you. So they say shit about your character. They say things that can't actually be proven. They take quotes from you that make you basically look bad. The second thing that they try to do is they try to convict you of something. In this case, trumped up charges about you paying legal expenses to a porn star for her to not say that you had sex with her. It's like, morals aside, like, is that really a big deal enough to convict someone? And then the third thing that they try to do is they try to kill you.
I think so.
And that's just what happened with Trump. And actually, I'm updating my view on Trump recently, and I started going back to things that I was told that he said, and some of them he literally did not say. Like, for example, you remember when we were told that he said of white supremacists and other racists in a rally that he said that they were good people? It's not true. If you actually watch the whole clip, and I'll share a link to the clip here, you can see that he's clearly saying there were other people at the rally who are good people.
You're calling the alt-left and white supremacists on the same moral plane.
I'm not putting anybody on a moral plane. What I'm saying is this: you had a group on one side and you had a group on the other, and they came at each other with clubs, and it was vicious and it was horrible.
So this is a time where it's really hard to know what to believe, but sometimes when we hear things are conspiracy, maybe it's time to listen because maybe it's not.
So, Ham, this goes back to your point initially saying that there probably were people that went to the rally just because they want to hear for themselves. They don't want to get secondhand information. They want to get straight from the horse's mouth. Anyway, what's your guys' take on this person's comment here?
Go ahead, Ashes.
Again, like I disagree with him. Like this whole thing when we go down this whole road of like conspiracy theories, like nothing gets solved, right? I'm gonna have my group of like what I think the government did where and when and whatever, and then someone else will come up with their own stories. So I don't think that's the solution to think that whether you think okay, my question is, if you think the government is lying to you, what is your recourse to go and address that? If you think that there's all this misinformation out there, going back to what you said, Loke, in terms of like what is our own personal responsibility? Because we can always blame. The easiest thing to do is to blame the man or the government or the authorities or whatever. But like, what is our own personal responsibility in that conversation? What are we willing to do? Are we also going to be extremists and take like hard stances where it's like we other people to say, well, it's them versus me? Or are we going to start creating platforms that actually platform good conversation, good constructive conversation, where we like exercise things like critical thinking and Like, we can't treat politics like we treat console wars, guys. It's silly. Like, console wars is just that. It's a whole bunch of, it's a piece of plastic that we can go back and forth about that. We can go back and forth about sports like that, but we can't do that with like real life shit that involves people going to war, that involves people getting killed. That changes the nature of the conversation. And I think we need to keep. I miss the days when we took that shit seriously, and we didn't have that conversation like we're having a conversation about, the Super Bowl or NBA or Xbox versus PlayStation.
That's a very poignant point. Hopefully we can follow it even in heated debates in future discussions. Ham, anything you want to add? Ham, you good?
I just found something just absolutely insane.
What did you find?
I don't care if I'm going to tell you right now. I don't care if this stream has some sort of like not okay to play, because I'm playing this motherfucker.
Okay.
I'm playing this motherfucker. This shit is fucking wild.
Dude, should I close my camera? What? What's this?
Let me just tell you right now. on his like shirt or his belt or something like that, it says, "Get elected or die trying."
Oh no.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, we'll check it out.
Many men like wish death upon me. Blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. The president is what I'm destined to be, but Democrats trying to take my life away. Put a hole in my ear, now you gon' see. Put a call into all my security. Better watch how you talk when you talk about me, cause I'll come and take your life away. Many men, that's a lot of men. Many men. Wish death on me, Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. These pissy Democrats put the money on my head. Go get your refund, motherfucker, cause I ain't dead. I'm the orange in the people that ain't been found. I'm the Republican king, and I ain't been crowned. When I rally, something special happens every time. I'm the greatest, something like America in its prime. I rip the concrete jungle, I ain't never been humble. Fist raised high, cause I stay ready to rumble.
Oh, shit. Fist raised high because I stay ready to rumble. Oh,
did someone chat GPT his voice? Oh my god.
That was wild.
That was.
Oh my goodness.
That was something. I'm glad the chat's enjoying himself.
That was easily the funniest shit I've seen today.
It was something. It was something. Ushers, plug your stuff. Tell people where they can find you.
So on Facebook at Xbox Players South Africa or Xbox PSA, and on all other socials it's just Orshus. Sometimes Orshus07, but yeah, it's just my name, and I am on Twitter and Instagram and all these other places.
All right, Amity.
Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed the first episode of Everything But Gaming. That was, I mean, we won't be on politics every single time. That's for goddamn sure.
For sure.
I definitely just thought that seeing that this happened just a few days ago, that this had to be the first episode, and my goodness, I'll never forget this episode. Just because of all of the surrounding BS that's happened.
Yeah.
No doubt. But yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed it. Thanks for stopping through. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Share this out. Let other people know that we got a different type of show going on. But other than that, we'll see you Wednesday for the lowdown. Same time as this one.
Yeah. Just a little more info on everything but gaming. Like Ham said, it's not just politics. We're going to be covering some music, some movies. I wanted to look at the new Captain America trailer, but we're going to have to look at that next week. Ham is going to be watching at least one TV show to give us his insights. I will be doing the same. I'm currently watching The Boys. I want to fight Oshus because Oshus told me that The Boys was mid, and it's not. I'm having a blast. Not now. We'll do this next week. All right. Anyways.
One last thing.
Whatever. Just yeah, go ahead.
Somebody's already done it.
Done what? No fucking way. A tattoo.
Yeah.
And niggas trying to take my life away.
Oh my god. All
right.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we have everything but gaming every Monday, the lowdown every Wednesday, bullsitting every Friday. Make sure to come through because we're always going to be here. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.
Trying to take my life away.